Welcome to the Average Nobody's Podcast, the ultimate home for wrestling enthusiasts, beer drinkers, movie quoters, and pop culture connoisseurs. Here are your hosts, Matt and Ryan.
Hello, and welcome to the Average Nobody's Podcast. My name is Matt Vieira.
I'm Ryan Fogarty.
Hello, Ryan.
Hello.
So we just
Nice
did
to
something
see
very. It's good to see you too. We just came back from something very exciting, which will come out in a later video. We won't go into it too much. We filmed a new episode of Drinking with Class.
We did.
And we promised you we're going to get into some local breweries, and that's just what we did.
Yep.
So we'll leave that under wraps until we actually have the episode come out, and then you'll see it then. But just to kick off the show here, we're gonna start doing podcasts. We're gonna be sponsored by beers. We're not the only thing they're sponsoring us with is beer,
Beer, yeah.
and most of the time we'll be buying it for ourselves. So I guess it's not actually a sponsorship.
I think it's a sponsorship in some way.
Yeah. Well, we just want to promote some local brews.
Yeah.
So right here we have Devil's Purse Brewing Company. It's from South Dennis, Mass, which is it's the Cape. This was actually
Not the clothing.
Although I heard they're making a big comeback.
They are.
Capes.
Yep. I'm gonna start wearing one to work.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's only us though.
You're fired.
So I actually have someone that I work with at Save the Bay, Mike Jarbo, the new Narragansett Baykeeper. He sponsored us with some of this beer because he used to work there. They're a relatively new brewery out there on the Cape, so I'm excited to try this beer. So we'll crack it open. This is the Surfman's Check. It's an English style pale ale. So, Mike, thank you.
Thanks,
Ryan,
Mike.
Cheers. Us drinking beer on the podcast is great. It's great radio.
It is great radio. Yeah. I think that's what people tune into the radio, is to hear people drink beer.
Yeah, us drink beer.
It's just like the silence.
So
It's
that sounded really good. The little pop up.
Matter if we both choke at the same time.
Nobody will find us.
That's all right. Schwartz comes down, just does his laundry anyway.
So that's it. That's Devil's Purse Brewing, South Dennis, Mass. Mike, thanks for the beers, and he gave us a few other types as well with other names. But we'll try those at a later date. But yeah, check this out. If you see it, they're actually brewing some of them right here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. There's a little co-op of a couple smaller breweries all brewing together. Okay. I think it's under the. I could be wrong. It's somewhere in Pawtucket around where like the Narragansett Brewery is. So maybe in that building or one of the buildings near there, they're doing a little co-op of smaller breweries coming in, which is kind of cool. Like they got asked, Devil's Purse got asked to come there and brew there. So
That's really cool.
Yeah, so you won't be able to get their full line up there, but you'll be able to get this.
Actually, when I went to the Cape last month, a place we went to called First Crush Winery, which now is this pretty big winery where they're like the premier winery on the Cape, but now they're selling like all over Mass and New York and stuff. But that's how they started. Yeah. They were just like a local co-op, and they would all pitch in to buy the grapes, and they'd have the grapes imported from California.
That's cool.
And then when the grapes came in, they would go to the grapes would be delivered to where the winery is. It looks like more of like a brewery. Mm-hmm. It's just like in this warehouse. So the guy who owns the winery, he's a retired eye doctor who lives on the Cape. So he would let all the co-op people know, hey, grapes are being delivered such and such a date. They'd all go get their choice of grapes, and then they'd all go and make their own wine.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's a good way to stimulate growth in that type of industry.
Absolutely.
Like a local like that. That's really awesome. So this is cool. And this is really good. I really like this beer.
It is very good.
So you guys know what we're doing here. This is the Average Nobody's Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Average Nobodies. And you can pretty much search anywhere on the internet and find us elsewhere, AverageNobodies.com. The YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Average Nobodies, as well as Instagram.
The Facebook,
which is facebook.com/Average Nobodies.
I think it's The Average Nobodies.
The Average Nobodies. If you just search Average Nobodies, our mugs.
You're gonna see our faces.
Yeah, I believe.
Just be forewarned.
I believe it's the picture of us as John Madden and Al Michaels.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's Al Michaels and John Madden's bodies with our faces on them. Yeah.
So they never look so good.
Never ever look so good.
Well, rest in peace.
Or do we ever look so bad?
Rest in peace, John Madden.
Yeah. Wait.
Nice.
No, I was like, hold on. I had to think for a second.
See, but if you record this, you can play this whenever it actually happens.
You heard it here first. Rest in peace, John Madden. You know what? While we're at it, and Al Michaels.
Al Michaels, you had a good life.
All right, let's get into it. What do we got up? You have a people watch. I don't have any people watch this week.
So it's actually a positive people watch.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
I played, weirdly enough, our Sunday morning softball team, which we're on the same team,
Yes.
a bunch of our friends, and I also played during the week in Pawtucket for my work league, which is co-ed. And we played this team which has this first baseman. He's a great guy, like one of my favorite people to play against. He's just really funny, very laid back, like just has a good time. He's enormous. He's like 6'5", just like this. You know him if you see him.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, it's old Rusty's team.
Yes, yes.
So I guess according to the other people on the team, he works at I think he works at like a senior home or something. So he's, like you do something for long enough, like say you're a teacher, you can't really just swear. Like you won't swear. You'd be like, oh hell, or
Yeah,
whatever.
because you're
So
so
I-
conditioned.
Yeah, so I guess it's something like that. So one of us hit a pop-up, and it was a very easy pop-up. He plays first base, and he went to catch it, and he dropped it. And he just yells, "Prostitute seagulls."
That's interesting.
So I didn't ask him what it stood for or what it meant, but I couldn't get enough.
Were you guys at? Where'd you play?
City Park.
So not near the water at all.
No,
Or kind of near the water, but not really.
but it's not. But he had it. It's like he had it ready to go.
Right. There's no seagulls around.
There's no seagulls around.
Okay.
He just had that ready to go. And then the next day, I see him at softball again. He played in the Pawtucket League and the team I
really?
played against. Yeah. So I was talking to him for a little bit, but I think that might be a new thing that.
Prostitute seagull.
Yeah. So instead of swearing, I guess, but I don't know what swear he was gonna say.
I wonder if that's. It has to be because there's literally every word is on Urban Dictionary, but I wonder if that's on Urban Dictionary. It must be.
I guess.
Prostitute seagull. If not, we have to submit it.
Yeah.
It's like when you drop a pop fly, an
Easy
infield
pop fly. Yeah.
you yell pops
Prostitute
prostitute
seagulls.
seagull, and
So-
then you can use it in a sentence. Oh, prostitute seagull.
Maybe it'll be on the spelling bee next year.
I mean, if-
Both words.
Can
Prostitute
you
seagulls.
use that in a sentence?
I dropped a fly ball and yelled prostitute seagulls. So that's my people watching. It's like it's a positive one.
I guess I didn't get out that much this past weekend, so
That's what you gotta explore the world. There's a lot of weird people out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong.
So I mean, from here, like we did talk at the top, fun, exciting news with Drinking with Class, which we'll probably get into more next week.
Yeah. I think so.
But we're visiting breweries, which is really cool.
I mean, if
Got our first
you
one
go to
lined up.
our Instagram or our Twitter, I think you'll
or Facebook,
you'll see where we went.
yeah,
So, it's not
go
that
there
big of
and
a
win a prize, a high five in the mail.
secret. We actually will drive by your house at an undisclosed time, and you have to be outside for the high five. If you're not there, then
Then
you missed it.
you missed it. So for I mean we're like picking bare bones for the TV club.
Yeah. Well, because
Better Call Saul's over. Orange is New Black. We just zipped through.
Yeah. I was a bum. I didn't watch any of Glow yet. Yeah, I know you watched all of Glow.
We still got a couple weeks.
But
before Game of Thrones, though.
I promise next week I will be there to watch Glow. So we'll have to do Glow next week. We'll talk about Silicon Valley tonight, and we'll go into we'll go pretty much roll right into Game of Thrones from there.
Yeah, July 16th.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for those listening, if you want to follow along with us, if you want to leave us a voicemail, Google voicemail.
Yes. It's 401-285-8120. You'll hear my voice. It's a beautiful voice.
It is.
But except it's not.
He's singing Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen.
You have to listen to the whole song before you can leave a voicemail, but I promise it's worth it. Again, that's 401-285-8120. Leave us a voicemail. And, I mean, really, if you want to talk to us about any of the TV club shows that we talked about before, you can call up and let us know about that. You can also call up and talk to us about, like, maybe one of your favorite Rhode Island brews. If you want to see us get into one of your favorite breweries, call up and let us know. Really anything. I mean, just chat with us if you want to just interact with anything we said in the show, anything we could say in the show. If you want to give us a hypothetical, we always like to go off on tangents with some good hypotheticals. So 401-285-8120 is the number to call. Do you want to talk about Silicon Valley?
Yeah, before we do Silicon Valley, we had a good discussion going about a half hour ago. T.J. Miller.
Yes. So a little background on T.J. Miller. You might know him as Ehrlich from Silicon Valley. And it's no secret that next season he won't be on the show. This is it. This is his ending point as of right now for Silicon Valley. And on his way out the door, he kind of burned some bridges. So who are the two people he targeted?
So the two he mainly targeted on the negative side were Alec Berg, who's an executive producer, used to be a writer on Seinfeld. He's been doing TV since the mid to late 90s. Seinfeld, The League. I mean, he's been involved in a lot of comedies. He wrote The Dictator. He wrote Eurotrip.
Oh, he wrote The Dictator?
Yeah. He's just in comedy. I mean, he's a producer, executive producer, writer.
Yeah.
And he's like a big part, along with Mike Judge, of Silicon Valley, like the production side, the writing side, the directing side. And T.J. Miller was not friendly with him, apparently.
I don't get it. I don't get why you would do that. Why he called. I forget what the exact word he used, but he used something. A Harvard prick or something like that, or Crimson prick, something like that, right?
Or an Ivy League prick.
Ivy League prick, right? So called him that, and then he also thought that he also was like kind of accusing Thomas Middleditch as like someone who needed to like grab onto more spotlight, right? Is that?
Yeah, because they asked him, they said like, well, how did this come about? And I guess HBO approached him and said, we want to give you a reduced episode count. We'll put you in 3 episodes or 5 episodes, and then he countered it with.
No episodes.
How about I just don't come back?
Yeah.
And they were what?
I think that with him being this type of person that I think he is, and this is all alleged. I don't. You know what I mean? Like I'm just speculating from what I know of T.J. Miller, and I understand that like his character on TV is totally not what he is in real life. But I've listened to enough interviews with T.J. Miller to kind of get a little semblance. But it sounds like that when they came to him and said, "Hey, we're going to reduce your role next season." Maybe I kind of like bruised his ego a little bit, and he immediately went to like
fight or flight mode.
Exactly, fight or flight mode, and was just like defense went up, and he's like, you know what, I'm out. Like I don't want to be in the show anymore. So it could be that. I mean, it could be legitimate that maybe something else going on in the scenes. But at any rate, you don't want to burn your bridges excessively with someone who's as successful in the business as he is. Alec
Berg, yeah.
You don't want to do that. That's a poor choice on any account. And it's just hard for me to believe that Thomas Middleditch is the type of guy that wants to like be more about him.
Right.
When he shares a lot of his scenes with a ton of other people.
It's an ensemble cast.
Yeah, it's a very good ensemble cast. Not to mention he also shares it with people like and I don't know his name, but Russ Hanneman, who's like a big, he like steals the scene whenever he's in a scene. And then you have like Gavin Belson, who steals the scenes when he's in a scene, and Jack Barker to some degree, and also. And why can't I think of his name now? Zach Woods. What is his name in the show?
Jared.
Jared is undercover one of the best characters, and then you have basically the duo of Dinesh and Guilfoyle, like kind of like equaling to like one character, the way they go back and forth with each other.
But they just complement everybody so well.
Oh my god, so good. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know where I think maybe T.J. Miller in the final season, which I already talked to you about before. I don't think next season's the final season. Maybe one more after that.
Yeah, because I read a quick interview with Mike Judge, who's the creator, and he from the beginning had a 6-season plan. So it seems like it's going that way.
So this
4 just ended.
Okay, yeah, so 5.
So
6, okay.
Yeah, I could see it end. I mean, it's not gonna. As much as I enjoy shows, there's so many shows out there, and they keep creating new shows that I'm okay with shows going out in their peak.
Oh, totally.
You don't need to do what they used to do, where it's like you're on season 10 or 11 just because. Yeah. The only show I think that did it or is doing it and is still thriving is Always Sunny.
Yeah. You're right.
But that's because they'll take 2 years off between seasons to make sure they get it right.
They're also the last of a dying breed.
They are.
There's not many TV shows that do that are like that. That kind are like of
shows
TV
about
show.
Nothing.
Yeah.
There's no plot to that show.
Yeah, no. Like I mean, there's different characters that return, but every episode is something different.
It's like a Seinfeld. It's like an R-rated Seinfeld.
The big trend right now is there's a lot of narrative TV shows.
Yeah.
There's Saul. Is Fargo, like shows that like every episode it's like just a miniseries.
All the Netflix ones.
Yeah, so I think you're right. I totally agree with you. It's good to see a show have its course. I think that studios should be more cautious about that. Like when someone pitches a TV show, they should have they should be like, this is going to be 6 seasons.
Should at least know the ending.
This is going to be 6 seasons. Here's the ending. Here's what's going to happen. Seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, whatever. That's a great idea.
I think that's why I like Breaking Bad so much, because he knew how he wanted to end it.
Yeah.
And you work to it from there.
Yeah, and it shows like that when you have a director or creator, or executive producer that has that kind of vision on where he wants his art to end up.
Yeah.
You get something like Breaking Bad. You get something like Better Call Saul. To some degree, you get something like The Walking Dead, although that has gone off the rails in the last couple seasons.
Yeah.
So.
Too much, which it blows my mind because they have so much to work with the graphic novels.
Yeah,
so much.
Yeah, and it's really open-ended and whatnot, but just the way... I think a lot of it is they've gotten lazy.
Yeah.
I think it's really gotten. I think
They're
they've
taking
gotten
their fan
lazy.
base for granted.
They like to they do the big the kills that really get like the people who die and everybody's like, oh, what the fuck, and like they just play off those like big moments, but they don't do.
But they don't show their work.
There's nothing there's nothing in between that really keeps you watching. This last season was really kind of like tough for me to watch, and I wasn't really excited to watch any of the episodes last season.
No. It's like the same complaint I'll have with wrestling sometimes, where the pay-per-view match might be this 5-star match, but if you're not showing the work along the way,
Yeah.
like you're just making people pop for these big moments.
Yeah.
When if you just told the story the whole time, it would be one of the best.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't that your goal?
Or vice versa, when you tell a great story along the way, and then the finale is just like we experienced that with Money in the Bank a little bit.
Yeah. Which they made. Did you watch it last night?
Yeah, the way they should have had it.
I can't believe that.
You mean the actual Money in the Bank?
I can't believe that.
It's
It was
unbelievable.
perfect. It was
It's
like
unbelievable.
it was the perfect way
Why-
to do it. Why not do it?
Why not do it the first time on the pay-per-view?
Yeah. And they wonder why people don't want to watch the goddamn pay-per-views.
I was gonna say, apparently they don't need people subscribing to the network. Like apparently they're okay in that department. They don't need more people subscribing. Yeah. I don't get it. But anyway, we're not talking about wrestling. We're talking about Silicon Valley.
So back to the actual finale.
Yeah.
And we talked about this a little before. Kind of a little bit of a
It was a
disappointment.
letdown.
Yeah.
The whole season was decent, but there was with Silicon Valley, and we've talked about this before. You're always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
right?
very
That's the saying, right? The other shoe to drop.
Yeah, and
Okay.
the one thing I agreed with T.J. Miller in his interview was that it's a very cyclical show.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll start at point A where they're successful,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll get around to point B where they're not successful, but then it'll eventually get to point A where they're successful, and then it'll get back. So it is a cyclical show, and part of his interview was he doesn't think he fits into that cycle.
Yeah.
Where the other people do, like he's just kind of like an add-on, like there's Ehrlich doing a zany thing again.
Yeah.
But for me, the reason I didn't like it so much is because the finale, more so than the entire season.
So we're gonna spoil things here.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about spoilers here. So if you didn't watch Silicon Valley or you plan on watching it, fast forward to the end.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because Richard, it was so unlikable in the finale. I mean, I'm used to rooting for him and rooting for Pied Piper, and that group of people. But he was just kind of a
This
dick.
is the first time he was very unlikable.
Yeah. Which it seems like it was a conscious choice. Like they wanted to make him a dick. Like the way he talked to Jared.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always kind of a dick to Guilfoyle and Dinesh.
Yeah.
But like Jared is like his number one supporter. Like he stands by him.
Yes.
And to just treat him like that, I don't know. I thought that was kind of...
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that it was I guess they're trying to go, but no. But I mean, they didn't really even there was no payoff with him being a dick. He was just being a dick, and he realized he was being a dick, and he kind of rectified the situation.
Because I understand in a way that like maybe from speaking with Gavin and seeing how, I mean, Gavin, as much as he's faltered this past year, this past season, was still basically like the equivalent to the real life CEO of like a Google or Facebook. So maybe he saw that like he needed that edge to him, but not now.
No.
Not with these people. Like wait till you're a bigger company and you're dealing with, misfits and nobodies.
Yeah. And also, he kind of like was being just like kind of steamrolling Big Head.
Yeah.
Too, like which we've
Which
seen
Big
that
Head's kind of
before.
a dick, yeah.
We've seen that before, but also it was like kind of I don't know.
I think he got what he. I mean, I hate that he got what he deserved at the expense of Guilfoyle.
Yeah. Although it ended up, I mean, like it always does in Silicon Valley, it always works out in the end.
Yeah.
So.
But poor Anton.
Poor Anton. Oh, I love that.
And Guilfoyle with the
contact
contacts.
lenses.
When he
was
first
so
looked up in
good.
Dinesh's face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God! What is that?
That was really cool.
That was
See,
really good.
and that's what they do really well.
Yeah.
The like the sight gags type of things.
Also, the scene where Jared is interviewing the new girl for his job, and he's like, "No, I don't want to give off the impression of a failing business. We are, but like."
And it's funny because in T.J. Miller's interview, he praised Jared, Zach Woods the most.
Really?
He said he's the best improviser he's ever been around.
He's so funny, and the way he delivers, he's like, whenever I start a job, I write 3 letters. I write a letter to me when I'm 40. I write. I forgot what the other one was, and then he writes his resignation letter.
Yeah.
And I love at the end when he gives him the letter and is like, happy 40th birthday. And like, you get that call back to it. It's like, oh yeah, he writes the 40th. Oh, that's the
I
wrong
love how he
one.
wished himself a happy birthday. Like,
So good.
he's so good.
Oh my God. I mean, he still has the best line in Silicon Valley history.
Yes. Yeah.
The nice chain, Dinesh. Oh yeah, nice chain,
Yeah.
Dinesh. You use that to choke your mother. When, I was like,
When she's something awful.
Yeah, something
That makes
terrible.
Richard trip. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he delivers. There was a line in the finale where they were talking about adopting something. He's
Oh.
like, Richard, as a real life child of adoption.
A forced adoption.
Yeah, as a
yeah.
forced adoption.
Yeah. There are consequences.
There are consequences.
So his character has a good, like, you know, like he could only take so much.
Yeah.
He hated that they were doing illegal stuff. Like, I mean, he hates the whole way through the show.
He
Last
doesn't
season-
like the reason he left Gavin was because of the dishonesty.
Yeah,
and because of them not doing things by the books.
Yeah,
And he
totally.
thought Richard was something different.
But
and I think he sees Richard turning into Gavin.
Yeah, true.
And he's like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna be like I left this.
Yeah, you don't
even
wanna
though
be a
I
part of
care
it.
for these people. I mean, he's the heart of the show.
Yeah.
He's the person. Like, it does suck that Ehrlich's leaving, but they can write themselves.
Oh, totally.
If you lose Jared, I don't think you can
can't.
lose him.
I don't think you can lose any of those core four
No.
from Pied Piper. I don't think you
Because
can
they're-
lose Guilfoyle, Dinesh, Dinesh, whose career is taking off right now with his movie The Big Sick.
Have you seen it?
I got in line for South by Southwest to see it, and I got cut off. That's how popular it was.
Yeah.
I was able to get in every. That's the only movie I was turned away from at South by South out of the
really
6 years
wanna
I've been
see it.
going. And so I've heard it's terrific. And Ray, the hell's his name? Is that Everybody Loves Raymond? What the
Oh,
hell-
Ray Romano.
Ray Romano's in it, and his real life wife also plays his wife in the. Right? Is that true, or am I making that up?
Ray Romano's real life?
No. Dinesh.
I don't
what's
know.
His name? I don't know his real name. Shit.
I can't pronounce it.
But yeah, and I probably wouldn't be able to pronounce it anyway. But I think his real life wife plays his wife in
Okay.
The Big Sick. Please call me an idiot on Twitter if that's not true. But I think that that's the case. I heard it's awesome, and it's getting nothing but rave reviews.
And it's got that Judd Apatow.
Oh yeah,
You know, he's got the I don't know what it's called, but he puts his mind in because he's producing it. So obviously he had a hand in it.
you know a Judd Apatow movie when you see it, like when you know a Quentin Tarantino movie when you see it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And his is the type of romantic comedies I like because they're real.
Yes,
They're real.
Yes,
He knows how to write that
I love.
mid-20s to early 30s, like how you deal with life and breakups and relationships.
He did. Well, I can't think of the name of the movie now. Seth Rogen, Katherine Heigl.
For your when she's pregnant.
Yeah. Why can't I think of the name of the movie? And then the sequel is This Is 40. Well, like the spin-off of it is This Is 40.
What the hell? Is
Shit, why can't I think of it? Wow.
I can't look it
that's
up. We
so
have to.
weird. All right, anyway, let's keep. Anyway,
Yeah,
Judd
keep
Apatow
going.
did that,
Yep.
and he also did This Is 40. Both like very like real movies.
Knocked Up.
Knocked Up. Yes. Knocked Up. I'm glad we got that because
That
would
was
have
bad.
killed
That
me
is
for the
an
rest.
amazing movie.
But yeah, so he has like that feel to it. But anyway, so Dinesh, he's got a skyrocketing career, but it would be devastating if he left now. But
Yeah.
he has to stay the course until the end. I'm sure.
2 more seasons.
I'm
they
sure
can-
that shooting this show is not crazy.
No.
Right? I'm sure it's not insane.
They only have like 3 or 4 different settings where they shoot it. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
primary I'd say 75% of the show is shot in that house.
Yeah, the incubator.
Yeah.
So now I wonder what's going to happen with the incubator. What's going to
Well,
like,
'cause
with
did Jin Yang
Ehrlich
take
being-
over?
I don't know. I mean, probably, right? I guess he probably takes over. And I guess like Jared, was paying the bills, right? Because he didn't pay the broadband bill because they didn't have the money, which is a hilarious twist in the movie. Because he's just so pragmatic about it. It's like, why didn't you pay the broadband bill? We did not have the money. Like, I don't know what you want me to
What
tell
did
you.
you want
We did not have the money.
Because you're so used to it, like movies and TV shows, like, oh, we did this crazy thing. It's like, we did not have the money,
Yeah.
so I could not pay it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love the insane, like, usually, and this is an interesting part. I thought maybe just I thought this, but maybe you also, when he got the idea, usually it's a lot more clever and you don't really get it at first, but he's like, bring it to them. He's like, I'll just pack a Anton and bring it. Like, that sounds insane. But all the other times Richard has like these aha moments. In the first season, it's obviously when they're talking about jerking off.
Yeah, the
all
dick joke. Yeah.
I mean, one of the best bits of the whole.
Best, yeah.
So it's like that, and then like I'm trying to I can't really pinpoint, but so it's like those.
He always
aha
has that.
moments
He figures it out on a bigger scale than they can.
This one was like it was a little the tone. It was just like I don't know.
And it got figured out for him.
Yeah, it just was like And then I was like, that's not gonna work. Like, how are they gonna make this work? And then of course it didn't work. So then it made me think like, okay, maybe this was planned. Like, and then I ended up working out in the end with the smart fridges, which is hilarious.
So do you think the phones were exploding because of their app?
No, I
You think it was the VR?
Yeah, I think the VR was just making him explode.
Haley Joel Osment.
That was an undercover really good.
He plays. I like him. It's
I like
talk
him
about
too.
transformation.
You saw him in Tusk, right?
Yeah.
You saw Tusk.
So I knew that's what he looked like. It's still a little shocking.
It is still a little shocking. He did a pizza review with Dave Portnoy, El Prez from Barstool, and he was really awkward, very awkward.
Really?
Like he took a bite of the pizza and then he like looked at Prez like, "Can I have the rest of it?" Like it was kind of weird. Like
he hadn't eaten in a while.
Yeah, like I don't know. It looked like he had eaten very recently, but I don't know. It was just he was very awkward. Like he wasn't good on the spot, but he was very good in the show. He was very good. In
Maybe
Silicon
he needs a script.
I guess, right? But he was just like super. He was super funny as that. Like when they were doing the promo for the VR, and like him and Jack Barker were back to back.
I like how he kept coming out of a different spot too.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna come from over here. Hey, he wants to come over from here. All right. Hey, let's go.
How about Action Jack getting taken hostage by his own workers in China?
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty funny. I love how they cut that. He's like giving the speech, and then the translator just finishes it, and then the breaking news: Jack Barker's been taken hostage by workers in China.
He's in the blinds.
Yeah,
blinds.
honey, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But I like the Gavin Jack storyline. Like Gavin's now back at Hooli more than I liked the Pied Piper storyline, which I don't know if that was the goal. I don't think it could have been the goal.
It can't be. That can't be what the
Not
goal
for a
was.
finale of
No.
the season.
I mean, you hate Jack Barker this season because he's kind of a dick.
He's a dick.
You hate him the same way you hated Gavin Belson when he was the head of Hooli, right?
It's just it's the power to their head. Like you don't want to watch. You want to watch that guy crumble.
But for some reason, you wanted Gavin Belson to succeed.
Yeah.
You wanted him to like.
He has this
Drop
charm
him-
about him.
yeah, drop
which
him off at Jackson
it
Hole.
makes sense why the board would want him back. Because
Yeah.
like if I'm a viewer watching it,
Yeah.
and I only know this guy from his exterior. I mean, he's clearly a genius. You don't create Hooli or bring Hooli up to what it is in the fictional universe. I did like how he got back to him on the plane though.
That was great. The one glass of champagne.
Even though it's a little out of the way, we're gonna stop there. Where is it?
and everybody
is it
knows.
Jackson Hole?
Yeah, Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
We'll stop you when you're going to Jen Cocktail first.
I love how he just won't let that go.
Yeah, and
It's not on the way.
his security guard, the one who has like he's very loyal to Gavin.
That was a cool scene too.
When he like let them set
Yep.
up their things, that was awesome.
Because
That
I
was
knew
awesome.
it's like that was a very nice thing you said about Gavin Belson. It's
Yeah.
very easy to kick a man when he's down. And I like those. Like I love those moments.
He's
in
very
TV shows.
loyal.
Yeah,
Savagely loyal.
like
to Gavin
that
Belson.
was a Dwight Schrute move.
Yeah. So anyway, the last time we see Ehrlich, we'll go back to talk about T.J. Miller. He's smoking opium in like some
in Tibet.
hut in Tibet.
Yeah.
And I think we couldn't have had a more anticlimactic last line from him. He just doesn't. He said, "What the hell did he say?" It was a callback to a previous season.
Yeah.
Oh, big head. He says big head. He
Yeah.
just says big head. Like he's like super high,
Yeah.
obviously. But that's the last thing we hear from him. Is that?
And I have a
it's
weird
so
feeling that you're
disappointing.
not gonna.
You don't think we're gonna see him again? That's too bad because that's such an anticlimactic way to write off a character that's been such a big part of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the best. I mean, I think season one when Richard first gets the meeting with, what is the guy's name? He passed away. What was his name in the show? The guy who is not Laurie Bream, the predecessor to Laurie Bream, the one who was before Laurie Bream. You know what I'm talking about? The guy with the sesame
Yeah.
seeds. Shit.
Oh yeah.
What is
yeah.
his name?
He's like the really awkward guy, right? I forgot his name.
When he first got the meeting with him.
Yeah.
Ehrlich walks in the room with the black turtleneck on, and Richard rolls over and like looks at him and like, "Are you dressed like Steve Jobs?" And he's like, "Oh, am I?" Like that. Like there's like that. Those little things like that like he was gold for. But I think as soon as he got involved with Bachmanity
Yeah.
and like started getting like away from Pied Piper, things started going downhill.
It did.
For his character, you still had those little like Jin Yang came along and like kind of saved it a little bit, but it's unfortunate that that's how you have to end him saying big head.
Yeah.
And being super high at opium den, and then Gavin Belson giving that guy a stack of money, 5 years. Also, an odd timeline. Why say 5
Especially if you
years?
only know you want to do the show for 2 more years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We could have a flash in the future.
You could.
Yeah.
You never know with that show.
No, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if next season it flashes because him and Gavin Belson are going to get into a battle now. I assume because he said I look forward to the fight.
Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a flash forward where like Richard has a few more people working for him at that point, where he's like a legitimate company, and maybe he's out of the house. You know what I mean?
Because it'd be
'Cause
weird if they're still in the incubator.
How much longer can we have the battle of, like, we're in an incubator, we have no server space, we have no this, like, we have no that, and we're battling Hooli? How much longer can we do that?
Yeah.
So maybe they're, like, a little bit bigger. I don't know.
I that would make more sense to me if they go that route.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate. The season finale is probably the weakest of any of the seasons so far,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate because it's a show I really love.
But
It's a show that I didn't think I was going to like, and then...
But it's odd because it like as much as I was a little disappointed by it, it doesn't make me not want to watch.
No. When the first episode comes out for the season
I'll be
next
ready to
year,
go.
I'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm so excited
I
to
think
watch
they
it.
might have just. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't know how to write out T.J. Miller.
That's the thing. The other thing is, too, we don't know how long into shooting or if it was before shooting that T.J. Miller, like, departed. You know, it came out after it was already coming out, but did it say, like, when he was...
It had, because the story that's being told on both ends is that they offered him a reduced role, and he said, how about 0 episodes?
So maybe it was after that?
But the way they wrote him out, like, they couldn't
It made
have...
it seem like he... At episode 9, because there's how many episodes are there? There was 11.
11, yeah.
So at episode 10, after episode 10 was done shooting, he was like, hey, you know what? I'm done. Because in episode 11, you're like, this finale, you're like, okay.
Well, he's going to Tibet?
Yeah, he's in Tibet. He's looking at his phone, and that was it. Like, very limited role for someone who's leaving the show.
Yeah. So I think they might have had it in mind where, like, he was still going to be a part of it next year, just not as featured.
I guess, right?
But then once he said 0, they're like, all right, now we got to write you out. But you don't want to just, like, can't kill him off, or you can't.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would kill him off, but you know what I mean? It's I feel like it's almost harder for comedies to write somebody out.
Yeah.
Because you can't just kill them off. Like in Walking Dead, if an actor gets too popular or something, okay, you kill him. It's over. It makes sense in that universe.
They could have gone the route that they went with Ann and Chris in Parks and Rec. I mean, it was very heartfelt goodbye. Like, he could have done something for the company. Like, maybe he signs over the rights to the house to Pied Piper. Yeah. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, something like that.
It's almost like they gave the heartfelt goodbye to Anton.
Yeah. They totally did.
Right?
Yeah.
They gave it to the machine.
Yeah.
Who, like, transferred all the stuff to the fridges, and he just goes out as, like, an opium
as the hero.
Yeah.
Anton's the hero. I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Guilfoyle.
Guilfoyle is a great guy. Martin Starr. I've been watching, I was telling you, I've been watching Freaks and Geeks. And he's really funny in Freaks and Geeks, too. He just plays a really good, like, that character. Whatever he is, he plays a very good, like, his shtick.
That must be him.
His shtick is just, yeah. Just like Jason Segel in Freaks and Geeks. It makes, the movies he's in now makes total sense because of who he was in Freaks and Geeks and, like, his early acting and things like that. Same thing with James Franco, to an extent, and definitely Seth Rogen. Just, like, same humor in it.
Seth Rogen is Seth Rogen. Like, you know when Seth Rogen's in a movie.
Yeah. So, hopefully, next season, maybe we'll get some more, like, cool guest stars, like Haley Joel Osment, maybe, like, someone bigger than that, maybe some, you know what I mean? Like, someone, I don't know. I always like the scenes, too, where they have people from real Silicon Valley, like, involved, where they show, and you don't necessarily know who they are, but it would be pretty cool to have Mark Zuckerberg in, like, you know what I mean? Or something like that would be
like
really
that.
cool. Yeah, so.
Or like an exec at, because they clearly they must have ridiculous consultants to be able to know the stuff they know. Because the shit they talk about, they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure they have their connections to Silicon Valley. So, it's unfortunate that the season's over. I can't wait for next season. It'll be good. It wasn't the best, but I still enjoy this.
Yeah,
enjoy it. As long as Pied Piper and Richard Hendricks is there, I'm
still on board.
Yeah, and it seems like Lori Bream and Monica are going to be part of it because it seems like they're signing their term sheet. Yep. The offer sheet with Bream Hall, right? Bream Hall is the.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because Monica Hall and Lori Bream Hall, they're going to sign with them, so it looks like they'll be in it more next season. I like
them.
And they're good characters.
I like Lori.
The Lori, it wasn't this season, right? Was it last season when she announced she's pregnant?
Yeah.
And yeah, that was just like very randomly. She's like, oh yeah, I have a pregnant, and I have a kid already. And like Monica's like, you have a child? You're pregnant? So anyway, Silicon Valley. You got anything else you want to say about the finale?
I don't think so, but Better Call Saul just got renewed for. I think it was yesterday or today.
Like we needed confirmation.
It's nice to see it, though.
It is nice to see it. I guess we could be shocked. Like that could be the next big thing. But, it's good to see that. I cannot wait for that to come back. So it's the best. It's the best show I've watched this year so far. Yeah. Best TV show I've watched is Saul. definitely.
That
Maybe
one-
Fargo second.
I see. I'm only a couple into Fargo.
Yeah, it's I'm not done. I'm not totally caught up with what's going on now. Or is it done? Is it done now?
I don't know.
See, I don't know either. I've only watched maybe like 4
It's
or
good.
5. It's very good. It's very.
I
good.
really think you'd like The Leftovers too, but you gotta. That's a show
I
you
gotta
gotta
get there.
dedicate. It's a legit hour of.
Well, now I have Glow to watch, so I have a lot of TV to watch, and we're going to be coming up on Game of Thrones season, and that's going to be very intense.
Should we talk about the
Yeah.
Game of Thrones giveaway?
Yes. So, coinciding with Game of Thrones season, I don't know if next week we're going to put it up.
'Cause we still got a couple weeks.
Yeah, still a couple weeks before Game of Thrones season starts, so maybe not next podcast, but the podcast after. We're going to do a little giveaway. We're going to get some Game of Thrones pop vinyls, and we're gonna give away a set of them. So I think it's going to be 2 or 3 of them, and we'll give them away on the podcast. The way to enter will be to follow us on Twitter. So make sure you follow us on Twitter now ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
That way you don't miss the giveaway at Average Nobodies. Look for it there, and all you'll have to do is make sure you're following us and retweet that tweet, and you'll be entered to win. And I think we'll probably give it away. We'll start the giveaway either next week or the week after, and then we'll let it run for like 2 weeks, 2 episodes, and then we'll announce the winner on the podcast. So also make sure you're subscribed on iTunes or Stitcher, wherever you listen to this, or on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed on our YouTube page. So that should be pretty exciting. And I'll get some good characters. Maybe we'll do Jon Snow and Daenerys.
Fire.
Two
Fire, nice.
people that really go together.
Yeah.
You know? If I had my choice, and I don't know if they even make these characters, but I would get Brienne and the Hound.
Oh,
You know.
love the Hound.
So.
Love Brienne.
But anyway, so that's I think that's our show for today. We got anything else?
No, that's all that's on the docket.
So we went to like I said, we went to a brewery today. I don't want to say it on the podcast because I want you guys to do some legwork. Go over to our Twitter and check out where we went. And if you've been to this place before, let us know.
Yeah.
And look for that episode of Drinking with Class to drop sometime next week when the podcast comes out. Maybe next week, the weekend after 4th of July. Yeah. Look for it for then. So,
And it's exciting times where we're executing our plan.
yes, we are executing. This is very good. We told you on the first episode of the season 3. We're calling it season 3 of Drinking
Yeah.
with Class. Season 3 of Drinking with Class. We told you we wanted to get into breweries. We did the first episode where we just did our traditional episode, and we told you. And now we're getting into breweries, and it went really well.
It did.
And we're really excited for you guys to see this. And it's only going to get better from here. So we got a few other places in mind. We at least have one more we know we're going to.
Lined up for July 9th.
Yeah.
So we're going to do another brewery then, and then from there we're just going to
Yeah.
I'm going to keep reaching out, and hopefully people will accept us because like I said, I mean, it's cool for us, but we really want to spread the word. There's so many breweries now in Rhode Island, and they offer so much more than just tastings and tours. I mean, you can go there for special events. A lot of them do yoga and beer. They'll do movie nights. They'll do barbecues. They'll do, you can go. The one we went to today had Mario Kart and ping
set
pong.
up. Like literally, they had a GameCube set up with Mario Kart Double Dash ready to be played. Like, you could sit on the couch and play it, and it's really cool. And we're not getting paid for this.
No.
We get nothing. We got a free beer today.
We did get a free beer. That
So
was very nice.
So thank you very much.
Thank you to Michaela.
Yes, thank you, Michaela.
Appreciate it.
For the free beer. We don't get paid for this. We're doing this because, first of all, it's fun for us to get out there and do this stuff.
It is.
But also, like we said, we want to promote these local breweries. Rhode Island is a hot spot. Rhode Island and Southern Mass is such a hot spot right now for local breweries, craft breweries. So, and we have a ton at our disposal, and they're very accessible, and all of them are very unique. So we're hoping to do more of that. So if you want to call and leave us a voicemail, maybe suggest a brewery for us to go to, you can call us 401-285-8120. That's our voicemail number. You're not going to be able to hear us, but you'll be able to hear my voice, and then you'll leave a voicemail, and we'll play it right on our show on the podcast. You can follow us on Twitter, like I said, at Average Nobodies. Follow us there so you don't miss the giveaway. We're the same at Average Nobodies on Instagram, Facebook.com/TheAverageNobodies, YouTube.com/TheAverageNobodies. And that's it for this week, folks. Thank you for listening. And again, thanks to Devil's Purse Brewing, again, in South Dennis, Mass. That's the Cape. Thank you very much, Mike, for this beer. This is delicious.
It's very, very good.
I can't wait
to try the other ones.
I can't wait to try the other one. So maybe we'll have one of those right when we sign off here. But thank you very much for that. Check out Devil's Purse. I don't believe there are in any breweries or in any liquor stores around here, but they are being brewed in Pawtucket. So I think you can go down there and search it online, and you can get go in there and get a tasting. or go out to South Dennis, Mass, and buy it from there.
Perfect time of year for it.
So go on their website. Their website's very nice. So check it out there. But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. This has been the Average Nobody's Podcast. I'm Matt Vieira.
I'm Ryan Fogarty.
And we'll catch you next week. See ya.
Keep riding those waves of momentum, not actual waves. Ocean's a dangerous place.